What's up, guys? This is Bobby Douglas, and we are just continuing the Michigan State-Kentucky game where we're taking a look at Tyrese Maxey. And remember, we watched the full game just to see the strengths and weaknesses of a prospect within the context of the actual game environment, not just highlights, not just scouting report videos, but the entire game. I think that's the best way to evaluate talent, and so that's what my channel is dedicated to, and we are continuing to do that today. So let's get right into the second half. Remember, you can find the first half video on my channel, and so let's get into it. So in the first half, we saw a lot of good stuff from Maxey. Solid defense overall, I would say. This time, he's harassing Winston right now on the perimeter. Yeah, really good job from Maxey right there. Probably is the best defensive possession of the game thus far. Really good job walling up, not allowing Winston to pump fake him into getting a foul. Really solid job staying in front, moving his feet well, using that wingspan to just stay wide. He's really good at keeping his arms high and wide, just maximizing the space he takes up on the floor on defense. I think that's really an underrated part of his game. You'll rarely see him with his hands down. It looks like, I think Maxey got called for a foul there. It should have been on Tillman, it looked like. But you'll rarely catch him with his hands below his waist on defense, which I really like. But again, he had a decent first half, made some tough floaters, made one tough floater, hit a three, got to the line well. In the second half, it's just a continuation and more of the same of that. That time he bit on the pump fake from Winston. That's tough. Luckily didn't make a difference either way, even though Michigan State ended up getting the ball. So again, Maxey's guarding Winston, who is the preseason National Player of the Year, mind you. And let's see how he fights through this ball screen. Really good job staying attached to Winston there on his back hip. We got a media timeout here, I believe. So again, we have Maxey running point now because Higgins is out. And so they're running him off looks like a floppy there. Again, right there, another really good job of just getting to a spot, forcing up a tough floater, and getting a foul call. And now he goes to the line for 2 more free throws. So he makes these. I think that's his only free throw miss of the night, if I'm not mistaken. And again, you can see his release. Go to his Instagram feed right now. You might find a video of him shooting the ball at a different angle that really shows his low release and why I'm worried about it. He pretty much shoots it in front of his forehead, and that's where it leaves his hand, which I'm really worried about in the NBA. A lot of missed shots in this game. Again, this was the first game of the season for both of these teams. Another really good just attacking the rim and getting fouled. He's really good with the ball in the air and, moving the ball around, his circle of mobility, and just being able to get shots up. That time I think the shot got blocked, but he still did a good job getting to the line. Let's see him. I skipped that, but he made it. Nothing really more to see on the free throws, I would say. But there's John Wall. So again, you see it's almost lowered on his forehead in that shot. It was like at his mouth, it looked like. And then he just shoots it there. So, we'll see how that form gets him. Or we'll see where that form gets him. I'm not super. That time, just simple freshman mistake. Got beat backdoor by Aaron Henry, excuse me. But luckily, nothing really came out of that action. Good job right there. Ooh. That's a very late call. I thought he did a really good job. Yeah, you have a right to be mad, Cal. That was bad. He did a really good job rotating in help and just being straight up. The only mistake he made is that he didn't fall down. That should have been a no call. He was in the arc, so it shouldn't have been a charge, obviously, but again, I think that's a play on, in my opinion. I like that shot, though. I like that was in rhythm. It looked comfortable for him. He just missed a three. That time, that's a mistake on. I think that's Sestina. Maxey at least got back and tried to contest for what he could do. So here's Maxey again. Going to get a ball screen from Nick Richards. Again, another NBA range three. That time he drilled it. Again, so he has the range, you know. It's just the consistency that matters a little bit more. And again, the form, I think, is a little bit worrisome. Got another foul here. Skip ahead. I don't know why. This game was very choppy. Again, it's the first game of the season and stuff. So you got to expect that a little bit. But so again, Maxey, they trust him to guard bigger players. We've seen him guard Kyle Ahrens in the first half, and now it looks like he's on Aaron Henry, who's a tough wing, who was considered to be a big-time NBA prospect heading into the season. He kind of disappointed on that front. So he might stay for his junior season, which I think would be the smart move to do. I still have him in the top 100. I don't know where exactly, but lower quartile, I would say. So probably around 78, if I had to guess. But again, he's only 6'3", but again, that length makes up for his lack of height. That time he did a really good job. The shot went in, but he didn't really have a choice because if he closes out on Gabe Brown, Gabe Brown has an easy swing pass to the wing for another open three. So he did a good job splitting the difference there and kind of cutting off that pass while giving a pseudo contest as well. That's probably the best you can do in that type of situation because he had to split the difference. So it looks like they're running Ashton Higgins through a few screens. Now it's going to be a 4-on. Luckily, Kentucky did a decent job getting back. That's just tough because Maxey had to stop the ball and it left open a wide open Aaron Henry. You probably should have recognized. Actually, I don't know if anybody was going to come and guard that pull up three in transition if that were to happen. So I guess he made the right call. But again, he was put in another tough situation defensively. Again, right there, that probably should have been an alley-oop. Dunk finish for Nick Richards, but again, really good job driving the lane and just getting that floater up. Ultimately, it wasn't a floater, but again, it was the same type of movement that you're going to see. So I'll skip these free throws. So again, now Maxey's on Winston. I don't know who got the block there. I don't think it was Maxey, but he was right there for the contest from the left, from Winston's right side. So I guess it was a pretty solid maneuver out of the screen. I think it ended up in a foul. Yeah. So again, Maxey's getting the run point now with Higgins out. That was pretty tough spacing for Kentucky right there. I feel like a pass to Sestina in the corner would have been a little bit more effective out of that ball screen for Maxey, but Quickly was right there, so he didn't really have an option. I think we got another. Oh, no foul there. Wow, surprising. So again, Maxey in transition. Good pass to Quickly. He got fouled. Yeah, he definitely got fouled there. That was a really good pass in transition. I think his eyes first went to the rim runner. I think that was Montgomery. But then he immediately looked off that secondary defender who had to split the difference, looked him off, and bang, right to Quickly for an open three-point look where he ultimately gets fouled. So Maxey's now on Winston. Yeah, good Maxey. Let's see what he does here. So he's running a show. Remember, this is his first collegiate game. It's Khalil Whitney with that three right there. Oh, God, look at those numbers, three-point shooting the ball. Wow. 3 of 18 and 4 of 12. Yikes. So now they're trying to trap Winton in the corner, made him give it up. But it's going to leave an open Gabe Brown for 3. Luckily, he missed. That time he did a really good job freezing his defender on the crossover. It looked like a hang dribble, and then it was just a simple read to Nate Sestina who buried the 3. And that was Max's only assist of the game, but he's another one where he doesn't really get a whole lot of opportunities to really distribute, even though you'd like to see him do a little bit better at that end. But he's not incapable of making good passes. So Max is going to pick up Winston full court here. And Kentucky's up 13 at this point in the game. Good job staying attached to Winston there. They were looking for him to pop out top of the key for the 3. But Maxey kind of blew up that action. Resulted in a Tillman layup, though. Not much going on there for Maxey. Was looking for stuff. He was kind of poking and prodding. Couldn't really find a hole on that possession, though. And it's a Tillman layup. So again, now Maxey's shifted on to Ahrens. That time he was a little bit too worried about Tillman in the post, and he dug down a little bit too deep. And then it kind of left Tillman with a nice pass to Kyle for an open 3, and Maxey couldn't recover in time. That's kind of just a know your personnel type of thing. Ahrens is a very capable shooter. Probably don't want to dig down on that. I think that was Aaron Henry with the lane. Looks like there was another foul here, and this will lead to a media timeout. So Winston just got his 4th foul, it looks like. Oh, Nick would just spin around the other way. So Maxey was telling Whitney to clear out. Looks like a lost ball. Nope. Surprised that wasn't a foul call right there. So again, Maxey again on Aaron Henry, who's probably bigger and stronger than him, but it just doesn't matter. Maxey's just he's just a dog on defense really. You know, I think he can guard players a little bit bigger than him. I wouldn't really trust that just in terms of his physical limitations, but I do think that he's not a guy who's going to back down. Again, we saw another example. Again, his best attribute, I think, is just his ability to hit tough floaters, and we saw that right there. Fading away towards the baseline, just puts it up there with his right hand. That time he got burned on that Aaron Henry crossover. That was a really good play from Henry. Maxey was a little bit over-aggressive, but again, that floater, you know, that I do think that's a really valuable part of his game in the NBA, and especially not a lot of guys really work on that anymore. So Maxey already has a huge leg up in that aspect. Oh, that's the madhouse. Got a jump or a foul or something. Timeout for Michigan State. Okay. Yeah, there's the floater again. We saw long timeout here. Maxey not really involved on that play defensively. Not through any fault of his own. It was just one of those plays. Again, right there, another example. I'm telling you, he takes over late in this game, and we saw that again with a little. Looked like that was a right-handed floater on the left side, just banked it cleanly in off the glass. Really good at finishing over length too, because of that float game. And the time that just thrown away. I think this is the floater. Yep. Again, not super quick, but just gets to his spots and is able to get shots off of almost over everybody. Almost everybody. So now they're running Maxey around screens. See what he does here. Good job not forcing that. Let's see if he hits this. Ooh. Again, his shots do look in rhythm off the dribble and off movement, which I think is a good sign. So that makes me think it's not an uncomfortable motion for him. And there he got a really good steal. Good pass out. Again, that time the pass was almost a hospital ball, and Maxey just took advantage of that, made a nice advanced pass to Higgins, who finished with a nice layup. So he's switching on to basically everybody right there. He switched from, I think that was, he was on Aaron Henry, switched on to Rocket Watson, and he switched back down to Xavier Tillman. Ooh, I don't know. Breakdown quickly, can't hit it. Maxey with a really good deflection right there. That was massive. He read that perfectly. And again, that probably saved an open three. So that's a very good play from Maxey. Again, a play that doesn't really show up in the box score, but is just crucial to winning games. So Winston's back in and Maxey's guarding him. Did a good job walling off the pate for Winston right there. Maxey with a big rebound. Maxey, good job getting in and crashing the glass and ultimately snagging that rebound. Another really, really strong take. Honestly, probably one of the most satisfying things in college basketball this year, just watching Tyrese Maxey make really tough twos. And not just tough layups and floaters. That's one of his best attributes. Again, it's been on full display here. You got a foul on Nick Richards, and Michigan State's in the bonus, so we'll skip these free throws. Like, it was deflected. Nothing really happening there. It's going to get a ball screen from Richards. Nothing really happening out of that action. Again, that's in P&R and stuff like that. That's where his lack of burst kind of hurts him. Because he's not really the pull-up shooter to really hurt teams for letting them sag off. So any pick and roll action with him really isn't going to be that effective, especially early in his career. So Max on Rocket Watts, the weak side corner. We got a foul and one from Winston. That's a really good play from Cash. So, for an example, Cassius Winston and Tyrese Maxey are similar in terms of speed, but Winston's one of the best pick and roll guards in America because of his ability to shoot out of screens, right? That's a next step in Maxey's P&R development, is just being able to shoot out of screens. Because once he can hit those shots, defenses have to guard him, and then he can start blowing by and start picking apart defenses with his passing. But right now, it's just hard for him to do any of that because his shooting off the dribble just wasn't really there. So at the final minute 20 here. Yeah, that's just, I'm telling you, that's just like the cojones factor, you know? Not everybody can make that shot. He makes it, buries it. That's a really just, you know, special play. I want to see a replay of it if they show it. Yeah, here we go. I want to see a replay of this. So again, this is from basically the logo. You know, he just gets it off over Aaron Henry. That's not going to happen in the NBA. I think a lot of his shots will get blocked. But still, that's just super deep. You got a really good look. Orange just couldn't hit it. Tyrese Maxey with just a massive rebound right there. Yeah, more free throws here, it looks like. Higgins knocks down both. We got a timeout, I think. Or just subs. Yeah. Maxey on Henry right there. I don't know what Sestina's really doing there. Maxey had to cover his ass on defense, but we got a timeout for Kentucky. We got another timeout for Kentucky. This one right there, and more free throws. Again, the end of this game was very slow moving. I remember watching it live. And that's out of bounds. Yeah. Out in the video here. I don't think anything else happens here. So that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I think, again, Tyrese Maxey is one of my favorite players in the class. Not really sure about his upside or his ceiling, but I just think in terms of just what he brings to the table and his kind of his unique game from a guard perspective, it's fun to watch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you tomorrow for another breakdown. So thanks, and we'll see you then.